Welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. It's nice to actually host an episode. We posted yesterday. It's up there. If you click the episodes tab, you'll see all of them, including this one. But there was only one that was worth talking about. And funny enough, checked it on the MLS today. Sold conditional. I knew it would sell fast, even though it was high for the model. That 50 feet extra in the backyard makes a big difference. So anyway, we've got 10 properties today, and we're hoping to add some context, some interpretation, have a little fun, and do some things that you just can't normally experience going on other sites like MLS.ca. So let's get started. And it's funny, we've got a sequence of Mattamy homes. I call them the number series 2, 3, and 4. Plan 2, Plan 3, Plan 4, and we're going to talk about those. So 1421 Costigan number 408, 272.8. A little bit high for a one bedroom, but this is a good building, okay? I don't know if I agree with the description, which is a luxurious Ambassador. It's not luxurious. It's acceptable. There's nothing wrong with it. Not to take anything away from the building, but it's not luxurious. It's not this. That's luxurious. Like the Four Seasons is luxurious. The Ambassador building is just fine. So welcome to the just fine Ambassador. And I could keep going. The luxurious fluorescent lighting in the gym, the luxurious pulley machine. I don't know about that. I've looked at the gym at the Four Seasons. Let's be honest. I haven't been in the gym in the Four Seasons, and it looks a little better than that. Nothing wrong with this carpet, but it's not luxurious. I could keep going, but I'm not going to. The unit itself looks okay. The 9-foot ceilings put this in a category above Nadlin Heights, for example, the Bristol on Main, Maple Crossing buildings, the Sutherland ones. It's not quite at Green Life, but this one kind of occupies that territory. We're just working on a guide to condo prices. That's one of our December projects, and so we're going to roll that out. We're going to add it up to the guide to Milton prices just over there. So there you go. It's hard. I don't know what side of the building it faces. There's not really a picture that defines that. But what's nice about this building is it's surrounded by mostly residential properties. There's a group of 3 or 4 buildings here, but there's lots of green space, and I think that gives a good feeling versus feeling like you're in the concrete jungle. So Mowat Lane is what we affectionately refer to at Milton Daily Homes as a front back house. So this side faces Mowat Lane. You've got lots of parking in the front. That side faces Main Street, and so you have 2 front doors. I guess the real front door is this one here. But anyway, you take a bit of a hit on value for the constant drone of cars on Main Street, and the fact that this backyard isn't super private, really. The kids are in the back. You can't really barbecue. I mean, you've got, actually there's a little bit of a space right here that you could maybe have a barbecue. A lot of people put their fence here, and then this becomes a little bit of a front yard. But anyway, the layout's kind of interesting. This little pass-through for me would be somewhere between my armpit and my lower abdomen. So it's kind of like you have to lean over and talk to people, but it's almost like a kind of a European layout. What you can't see here is there's a little bit of a family room that you can have a couch, and so it's kind of a social kitchen where you've got an eat-in area, and then you can have a conversation here, and it becomes a bit of a gathering place. And what they've done is they've actually opened this space up. This model also comes in a 4-bedroom, and this becomes the 4th bedroom. But they've left it open, kept it as a loft. I don't know what that is. That almost looks like the painter's tape that they've still left on. Another small staging thing. There's things in the kitchen, taking the cans off the microwave. But these are not the sexiest looking towel racks. They're hard to take off. They're a mess because the builders glue them and you have to rip the drywall off. But put a towel that extends and covers most of that. So the towel becomes the thing you see, not the towel rack. And then there's a basement apartment down there too. Moving forward, what we're going to see for legality of basement second suites is you've got to have 2 means of exit. Got to have, fire rated drywall and basically complying with the building code, the fire code, and you have to have enough parking. So these guys may have it, they may not. It depends how they built it. I don't know. It wouldn't be a house I'd live or like my first choice of living in, but you take the income of the basement on something like this, knock it off the price in terms of how much it reduces your mortgage. And now we're talking about something probably in the low 400s, and the home that you're getting is a lot more. But if you like quiet and you like a big backyard, it's not really the house for someone like that. Yates Drive 569, this is the Plan 2, just under 1,400 square feet. It's nice finishes. We talk all the time about the effect of a good light fixture. Show it right there. Functional open concept layout. The main floor to me feels larger than most 1,400 square foot homes, but you start to see that the rooms feel a little bit small upstairs. 2 full bathrooms, and then you've got nice size windows in the basement, and then you've got a pond behind. Now I don't know if I agree with the they mentioned the description $25,000 to $40,000 premium. To me, that's leaning on the high side. I normally look at a small detached home like this. The pond is probably worth anywhere from 15 to 25. Builders will charge you as much as they can, so maybe that's where the number comes from. And sometimes if there's not a lot of them that have that green space or the pond behind, if you're the only one, sometimes you can get a bit more of a premium. But anyway, it's not bad. I would say that this home has sold for $530,000, $540,000 without that, and this one actually looks better than those homes. So I think it's priced pretty well. It's actually one of my favorites in today's list. Next up is the Plan 3, 1,600 square feet, 200 square feet larger. A lot of people end up extending the driveway over on this side here to allow the 2-car parking in the driveway side by side, which is the next best thing to a double car garage. I also like how normally this model comes with a tile floor that kind of cuts on an angle, same as this wall here, or not wall, this opening. The hardwood all over will make this feel more open and actually a bit larger. I think it's an 8-foot ceiling. Any of these Plan 2, Plan 3, Plan 4 with the 9-foot ceiling makes a huge, huge difference. I don't know. I'd probably take the smaller home unless I needed the extra 200 square feet. One of the advantages is you get this open loft here, which for some of these homes, actually there's this layout will come in a 4-bedroom. And then you've got the rest of the space here, bit of a fisheye, which makes it hard to really get a sense of the space. Flagstone in the back there. It's not a bad looking home. Now we have the Plan 4, which is probably one of, I think, the most clever layouts Mattami's ever put together. 1835 square feet, so we're another 200 plus square feet from the Plan 3. And I find when you have 2-bedroom shots, and then you got a porch shot for the 7th, it messes with your mind. You don't get the flow. I think that the photos have to be ordered in the way that you would actually see the property in person. So the porch shot would be the second shot after the main one. Then you'd have the den on the main floor. Then you'd have your living dining. Then you'd have your kitchen. Then you'd have the upstairs shots. This is a 3-bedroom. Very, very dark floors here too. Any client that I've ever had that's had like almost a black, really dark floor, they've said, never again. It's hard to keep clean. It shows every little nick, scratch, and dent. It's stylish. I mean, that's the style. It's the dark, dark, dark. But most people who experience this, I would definitely check under this chair to see if there's been any damage on this floor. There are different grades of hard wood. You can get a much harder wood. That's your den right there, and then you've got everything else is open here. Very, very functional layout. Probably laundry upstairs plus the 3 bedrooms. But yeah, just be careful on the really dark. It sounds good in theory, but you got to live with it. Mary Street's kind of interesting. We've got $754,900 for the price. It's a duplex, so now it's legal, so it complies with building, fire code, everything else. It has a workshop, about just under 200 square feet, which is basically a single car garage. Even though it says it doesn't have a garage, it mentions it in the description. The lot's probably worth $450,000, and then you start looking at the house, how much income comes from the duplex. I mean, there's one on Mary Street that's listed for less than this. It's not perfect. I don't know the pictures on this one, so I can't compare, but that first number's been a 6, and it's been sitting around for months. So I think the competitive difference on something like this is just how it looks inside, the upgrades, the improvements that have happened. If it shows no better than the one down the road, then they may be in for a similar type of process. Last one up is McNeil, $789,000. It's a Montgomery, all brick elevation. We've seen 2 of the siding elevations sell. I just sold one on Jarvie, and then there's also one on Winter. And so the thing about this, so the Beatty neighborhood, I've sold probably more than anybody in the last 6 months in this neighborhood for this size of home. And they have encountered challenges. I mean, these $789,000 3, 4, 5, 6 months ago, I'd say game over. It's done. Waffle ceiling, but then they have carpet. So it's kind of interesting. There's some interesting parts of this. But going back to what I was talking about, it's been a tough run for these 700 to 800, even up to 900 in this neighborhood. Even some of the Tothbergs, 3,300 square feet with finished basements, backing onto green space, selling for less than 800. Some of the really good ones with finished basements at 3,300 square feet have sold for 820, 830. So it's kind of pushed the whole price range down. And if you do the comparables on this one, if you go back far enough, you could justify. But the recent sales, Alexander was another one, not in this neighborhood, but a direct comparable for size with a finished basement. And that's the thing. A lot of the ones that have sold for less than this had finished basements. I don't know. It'll be interesting. I wish them luck because I know that this model has sold for this price before. But the last few months have not been kind to these homes. As a buyer, it means it's a good time to maybe pick one up because it's a great school district. The library is nearby. Very quiet street. Let's see what happens with it. Maybe they turn things around. There was a good sale on Marshall with a pool that had quite a few offers. So it's an interesting time for these homes, definitely, and the Beatty neighborhood in general. Okay, so that's the list. 10 properties. If you have any questions, if you want to know what your home's worth, just reach out. That's what we're here for, to help. You want to come on a tour of homes, this can be a great time because people actually have a little bit more time right now to start doing some research. So if you're thinking about moving in the new year, the biggest problem that I see with people is they're spending too much time online. Got to get out and see this stuff. If you see a home and then it sells after, so you're seeing it for research purposes, then you know the sale price. You have an excellent context for the market, and homes look different in person. So once you see a few in person, you're going to go back online and everything is just going to make sense. It's a conceptual thing and it just connects, but that's it. Don't spend too much time online. Get out there. Do your homework. Okay, so we'll see you tomorrow with more Milton Daily Homes, and thank you very much for watching.